us not glorify poverty or equal it to righteousness. Also, let their powers to get wealth. Some believe, some will get revelations, some will understand, but some will hate, cancel, rubbish, get offended, get defensive after watching this. Some will not want this message to come out. Some are seeking answers. Some are running from the truth. Before we begin, let me say not every rich or successful person has obtained their wealth or fame using dark, occult, or unsavory means. Wealth is as a result of hard work, opportunities, intelligence, and sometimes inheritance. You can't expect the son of a billionaire to be poor. Some wealthy people that you see on social media have insane working hours and can hardly be seen resting. They are constantly a work in progress. Also, not every struggling or poor person is innocent from dabbling with dark rituals and dark spirit. Let us not glorify poverty or equal it to righteousness. Also, let us not envy or try to emulate some of the rich and wealthy. Some of them paid a heavy price to get those things. Also, if you're a religious fundamentalist or scientist, this is not for you, and don't start preaching or promising fire and brimstone here. Take several seats, please. The elders are in session. This is a reality. It's not something cooked up from your favorite Hollywood or Nigerian movie. They say life imitates art and vice versa, so go figure out. The process of Ukuthwala or Kurumba in Shona language is a deep, dark, and complex one. Only dark magic practitioners can fully attest to it. The obtaining of riches through the occult, dark spirit, animal familiars has been around for a long time and exists in different forms. Let me say not everyone does Ukuthwala or Kurumba for the same reasons, and not everyone who does it starts out poor and bang they're rich. But here are some of the reasons people do it: to protect their home states from spiritual, dark attacks from some people like them who have done Ukuthwala, and to revenge the people who have done the same to them. They can pull crowds to be an Yanga, pastor, prophet, leader of an organization, and they want crowds so they can have fame, influence, and wealth. To enhance their already existing wealth, they are wealthy already, but they want more. They want a golden touch, more opportunities, etc. They want to be a Sangoma, Yanga, healer, prophet. Yes, there is such a package. One goes from ordinary person to overnight seer, healer, Sangoma, etc. using dark powers. Some want to enhance their already existing gifts so they can get more customers and wealth. So watch out, you people who are constantly chasing Sangomas or prophets. Some are not called by Idlozi, the good ancestors, or ordained by God. Let us look at some of the ways both Wala and Kurumba is done. Some of it requires the death of a family member first. Some people who got to seek wealth are told to kill their family members first to activate the spell. Usually the person they love the most is put on the chopping block. That's a difficult choice, nevertheless, and not for the faint-hearted. However, the Sangomas performs rituals on the person seeking wealth, and they may see visions or scenarios in which they are hunting in the forest and told to kill an animal, or they are fighting with an enemy. When they kill the animal or the person they fight with the vision, their family members immediately die. There have been stories of family members who just died, sudden death, suffered sudden accident, died from brief or unexplained sickness. Now, I'm not saying unexplained deaths are the work of dark rituals. Sometimes it's just nature. However, such deaths are followed by a family member's sudden boom of wealth and even more deaths in the family as time goes on. Some are told to go to a stranger's grave and take the soil there and give it to the Yanga, who in turn performs spells on it and puts it in a calabash or ground. And the person is told to wash, drink, or do certain rituals with the soil. What has happened is the Yanga has invoked a dead spirit, traps it, and binds it to the person, so its job is to source wealth. As per agreement, the payment is also blood and wives. Female relatives of that person will be spiritually married to that spirit of a stranger. They will start dreaming of having sex constantly. Their marriage breaks down. Men start shunning them naturally. They have violent, physical fights with their spouses, and some even start emitting offensive body odors that even doctors cannot explain or cure. Some may also start having abnormal and foul-smelling vaginal discharge that cannot be explained anyway. Some younger prefer to quote out the middlemen because mistakes and carelessness can happen, so they give the wealth seeker an already packaged object or animal in the form of rats, snakes, or sandawanas. The user is simply told to slaughter chickens or cows on a regular basis to appease this thing. Eventually, its taste for human blood surfaces and family members start dying at certain periods, and the person continues to get wealthy. Some younger can summon ancestral spirits from someone's lineage, especially if they know the name of the said spirit, and they trap and bind the spirit in a ground of calabash or some container and give the person with instructions to use. Instead of the ancestral spirit dwelling in peace and seeking out its own host, it's trapped and being used for unorthodox and despicable ways. Victims of this problem often dream of having sex with a family member, like with their brother or sister or father. It means someone in the family did the ritual using an ancestral spirit in the lineage of the blood of a family member. Some yangas will invoke water spirits like Nzuza, Inkayambas, serpents, etc., and bind them to the wealth seeker and use that spirit to seek wealth for that person. A lot of people these days are obsessed with Meme spirit in Nzuza, Inkayamba, because they were told they would get rich. The crooked yangas know this. They will tell you we need to appease your Meme spirit so you can get rich. Let me laugh. They will instead invoke another spirit that is not sanctioned by the good and pure Inlozi and not from their lineage and bind it to you. Don't be shocked if family members start dying around you or start blaming you for their misfortunes. Don't be shocked if the sex dreams increase in frequency. You have just sold your soul. Some would sanction the murder of a family member or ransom person. Several organs like the heart, the genitals, eyes, tongue are removed, and the younger perform spells on the organs, and the person is told to bury the stuff where their source of income comes from. It could be their house, shop, church, ndumbas, etc. Now understand that these spirits and objects are gained through dark and unnatural means, which means they come with tough terms and conditions. Most people, because they're in a rush to get rich, say yes to everything, but in doing so they have signed their own death certificate and other family members as well. Remember, these spirits are trapped and bound and forced to work against their will, which means they are angry spirits, bloodthirsty and cruel. You have taken a life, so you pay with a life. It's a life for a life, and as long as it serves you, more lives are required to appease it. Some think Ukutlana and Kurumba ends with them only, but in actual truth, it affects the whole clan. Even if you die, your things will torment your descendants and their own descendants because you share the same bloodline. To this day, some people are being cleansed from the sins that their ancestors committed 100 years ago. The ultimate prize is you. At some point, you're the one who has to die. Unfortunately, it doesn't die with you. Someone has to either inherit it or go down the trenches and do the dirty work to get rid of it for you. Most deaths of this nature are cruel, swift, humiliating, degrading, a mockery of the illusion you lived, and disgraceful. It's not a matter of going quietly to the Lord. You go kicking and screaming, full of regret. You will not be accepted by the good ancestors in the family lineage. Your spirit will not rest and will roam in a constant torment. It takes wise, remorseful, and repentant ancestors to accept that they did wrong in their lifetime and start the journey into the light, back to God. Most don't see this, unfortunately, and they are damned as a result. That is the true definition of hell. God has blessed us all. It's a matter of seeking Him. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and the things shall be added unto you. Amen. With God's guidance, you won't fail. We are not all meant to have mansions and flashy cars, but we are meant to live a full life. Even Jesus said, I have come so that they may have life and have it to the fullest. Commit the work of your hands unto God, and He will direct you. Work hard and apply yourself. Most people want to fast track riches. It doesn't work like that. Don't try to disturb the natural order of things, or there is a price to pay. Don't be fooled by these sangomas who promise instant wealth with no side effect. It's a lie. You will still die. People will still die, family or not. Blood on your hands is still blood, and it has a price, which is more blood. There are no light versions of Ukuthwala or Kurumba. You are either all in or out, just different outcomes, depending on what you're seeking and how far you're willing to go.
And you think it can help you, I invite you to give it a like, to share the video with your friends, and...
Okay, people, I am sharing all these videos in a way to save more lives, to save people's lives, because these things is very personal to me. I was in a relationship with a Ghanian ritualist who I nearly lost my life. God saved my life, and God saved my life so that I can come out now and expose these things in order to save more lives. God bless you all. We will be back with more.